Life is full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours, but every new path is a chance to rewrite the rules.
Welcome to New Roads, New Rules.
But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose. Yeah, you. The effort till the end, we can get through this together.
Hi, I'm Terry. Welcome to New Roads, New Rules. I just want to introduce you to us and tell you a little bit about us. Again, I'm Terry.
I'm Sandi.
That's Sandi. We have been friends now for...
Let's just say over 30 years.
Okay, we'll say over 30 years. I was going to go over 25.
Oh.
All right, 30 years, it's out there.
Giving ourselves away.
And we met in school.
Right.
Not going to mention the class.
College.
Yes. Not going to mention the class.
No, because that really dates us.
That's really dates
Although
us.
we already said over 30 years. So I think
That's
we should
okay.
say
We're not going to say I can't do it.
Okay.
But
I knew I liked you immediately.
Yeah,
because we sat next to each other just randomly, right?
Yes, it was
and
a total
we giggled and laughed through the whole first class we had together.
We did. We didn't do much that first class.
No. It wasn't that difficult, though.
No, it wasn't, but we still did not do much in that first class. Yeah, and then from there, I mean, we just blossomed. I mean, we have spent the whole summer, every Sunday at the beach.
At the beach, yes, in my convertible.
In the convertible, driving down the Indiana highway.
Yes.
Yeah, we got into a lot of trouble with that convertible, didn't we?
I think so.
I mean, I don't know how we fit all those people in that convertible.
Well, it was a two-seater.
But we had like 5 people in there.
At least 6 people with the top down, for sure.
Now
we were smaller and, younger back then, more nimble.
Yeah, more nimble. More nimble is right. It's right. Yes. But yeah, I mean, we kind of grew up during that. I mean, we turned 21 together.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big thing. You know, we were not 21 at parties together.
That was before we were legal.
That was before we were legal, and very nimble because we both flip fences.
Right. You have to, when you're running from the police, you have to jump over a fence or two.
You might have to jump over a fence or two.
For sure.
But yeah, we've always had this easy friendship.
For sure. Which it brings me to what we're talking about today. I know that we are skipping. I don't want to skip ahead.
No, that's fine. You're fine.
But that's the thing. It helps to have people like that in our life.
Right.
And then you think, does everybody have that person?
Right. And I don't think everybody does. I mean, and honestly, it's hard. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
I think we got lucky,
for sure,
and whatnot, because I mean, I have a lot of friends, a lot of friends, but I don't turn to everybody, and like something comes up, I'm like, I gotta call Sandi.
Right. Well, I think friendships look different, right? No matter, I mean, I have quite a few. My support system is big, and I found out this year how badly I needed that support system. But I do think that there are certain friends for certain occasions. Right.
Yeah.
And so not everybody has somebody that they can feel comfortable telling everything to. Right. And so building a community of people that you can do that with is just super important, I think.
I think so too. And I too have, in these last few years of my life, again, bringing us back to why we're here. The podcast, we wanted to create a podcast about navigating life's changes, lifting each other up, and rewriting our rules as we go. I mean, we're both in our 50s. Since you've already thrown out there, we've, known each other for over 30 years. We're both in our 50s. And I mean, we've had some life-changing events happen. I mean, I am divorced. You are currently going through that.
Right.
And now coming out of it, or even going through it, life is different. You now have to put on these new vision goggles and be like, what is going on? This is not what it's supposed to be. And now what do I do?
Right. Especially when life throws you a U-turn. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be divorce, but that's, obviously what I'm currently going through. But when you think this is how my life is going to be, and then suddenly it's not that any longer, it's very shocking. And it's like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Right? Like, I don't even know. And without a good support system, I don't think that I would have been as successful I'm not through it yet, but as successful as getting through it.
Right. But you're going through it and they mean well. But it's just becomes overwhelming, right? Like, It's just like, I want to talk to certain people, but then I'm just like, I just want to talk. I don't want the added advice, even though it's being given in a loving way.
Yeah. So some of the advice is more opinions than advice,
Yes.
I feel. And everybody's life is different, and every divorce looks different.
Right.
So just because you think I should, let's say, throw his stuff in the yard, doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. I have a different relationship, right? But I have a different relationship with my husband, and I think that if we could do this in a more amicable way and just be kind and respectful of each other. I mean, I spent more time with him than I did single.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't think necessarily that, I know it comes from love when people say things like that, like they're trying to be on your side, but that doesn't help. I don't think that helps.
It's hard. It is really hard, but we're not just going to talk about divorce.
No,
that's just, but we're going to talk about what happens after divorce. Like, I'm a little further along than Sandi as far as that goes, post-divorce, but like, even, and I know Sandi's about to gag, but like, now starting to date again at one point, at one point you may start dating again, and like going through that, because when I started that, man, the apps, I hate the damn apps.
I'm not doing any of that. Don't you watch Dateline?
I do. I mean, believe me, I watch Criminal Minds. Are you kidding me? And I'm always like, I'm never doing that again, really, honestly.
But yeah, that's a good subject too. We'll touch on that. Later.
We'll touch on the outlook, of life after that.
Well, plus career changes. I mean, that's one thing that also I think you and I have in common. Like, I think we're both entrepreneurial, minded, where we want to try new things and do new things and have a passion for what we're doing. Yeah. And so, which is also why we're here, right?
It's also why we're here. Because there's a lot of women out there who want to start their own and don't know where to start and don't know where to go. So we want to be able to get, references and advice and all of that, because I wish, in that true spirit, I wish I did have somebody I could turn to who say, hey, like, I made these mistakes. Watch it, like, make sure to watch out for this. And I didn't. So I've been like, which again, that's how I learn too. I mean, I always try to take something from, whatever I do. But I really wish I had more of that. So I want to be able us to provide that for other people who are, doing that. And also how about just basically making new friends at this age? It's not like we're back in grade school and play dates are being made for us.
For sure.
Like, making new friends at this age is even, because we're all wrapped up in our lives, right?
Right.
But we all also have to just kind of take a break and, like, you just gotta.
And how about the change in our relationship with our kids?
Oh.
I mean, our kids are grown up now. I mean, mostly. And they are starting to become independent adults out on their own. And
my daughter is the age we were when we met.
Oh, like, God. That's crazy.
I know. I'm dating us even more. Like, it is crazy to think. I mean, she is the age that we were when we met. But yeah, I mean, and I just want the whole point of this podcast is to, have a shoulder to lean on, come together as women, share ideas and thoughts, and learn from each other and support each other, and just have fun. I like to laugh.
Right, me too. I think laughter is a huge stress relief.
I do too. I do too.
And I also think, building a community of people that you can laugh with isn't a bad thing.
I don't think so, especially in this day and age.
No.
As the world is, up in arms all over the place.
Yeah.
I just want a safe place to come to and have a good laugh and, be ourselves and be able to laugh at ourselves. I think that was one of the hardest things for me to learn throughout my divorce, is to be able to laugh at myself and not be so hard on myself. I'm still learning that as we go along. I need to learn to give myself some grace. So I'm hoping that there's some women that can help me through that. So, but yeah, it is different, again, embracing change instead of fearing change, which change is, it's
scary.
It's scary, but I think it's good. I think it's always good.
Well, it can be super exciting, right? Change could be something you want to learn. If you want to take up an instrument, or if you want to learn a language, or if you want to just start walking more or reading more or whatever it is, that's a change, and change in habit is just as important change as these big life changes.
Right. Exactly. And I'm going to challenge us, Sandi.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm afraid.
Well, no, change. And cause I just don't want us to be here going, yeah, let's, make those changes. You go make those changes.
No, we have to do it.
We're going to do it. I'm learning guitar. It is hard. My fingers hurt. But I'm and I'm nervous about seeing I take it online and my instructor online, because I'm not getting down the A and D chords. I haven't been practicing a lot, but I was busy with work, but that's an excuse. But I think we, do something out of our box.
Okay. I'm ready.
So pick something.
Right now? I'm going to need a week to think about it.
I'll give you 1 week. I am challenging you. All right. So Sandi has done a wonderful job on finding some stuff for us because she's my little researcher. Okay. So I think there's a power that women have in supporting each other through transitions. Sandi, what do you think?
Yeah, agree. So I did some research. There was some research online about the profound impact of positive social connections among women, particularly during significant life changes. And so I'm just going to name a couple.
All right. No, that's
so there's a study that from Royal Society Publishing.org that demonstrated that women receiving support from others during stressful tasks exhibit mitigated physiological responses, such as lower heart rates and reduced cortisol production, as well as a decreased psychological distress. Of course, I'm more into the cortisol production because I know that's what keeps all the weight in your belly.
Exactly.
So let's just use this as a weight loss, weight loss thing. So also the Daily I can't talk today. The Daily Telegraph in Australia did a research that indicated, this is really interesting, Terri. It indicated that women with at least 3 friends with whom they can comfortably discuss private matters have a nearly 30% lower risk of cardiovascular disease.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, yeah.
I found that so interesting, because we want to surround ourselves with people that we can be completely honest, we can have hard discussions with, and I could see where that would be really helpful. Then there was a study on herserenity.com where it says that it enhances self-confidence, of course, but it's participation in women's support groups have been linked to significant boosts in self-confidence. The group dynamic allows individuals to challenge their fears and gain new perspectives in a support setting.
That's great.
Yeah. So, this is kind of what we're trying to do here, right?
Yeah, get new perspectives on things.
Right.
We've done our things that we feel are changing our lives in our way, but I like to learn something new from people.
Right. And it's so interesting because we always say, like, we want to better ourselves as we get older, right? But I do think you are bettered by the company you keep as well. So exactly. I think that building a community here will give us some perspectives that we might not have thought about.
Right.
It's very interesting.
I think so too. No, I think that's great to those, how that, first of all, that research came about, but what it actually does. Like, it's not just about, getting together, having a glass of wine or something. There's more to it than that.
Right. I mean, it can be about the wine too.
It can be about the wine. It can be. Not myself, but it can be.
I love it.
Or a Fireball.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what would I be without Fireball?
Right, exactly. We need that song right now.
I know, for sure.
No, that's great. And we're going to be talking about all of these things coming up. But this next segment that we're going into, we have called Your Turn. We want our listeners to share their own new road stories. We want to hear from you. We want to hear things that you've gone through that you think could help another woman, or if you just want to get something off your chest and share it with a group of friends. We definitely want to hear from you. Every week, we're going to ask you a different question for your turn. So that way it's always something new, something focused. And this week's question will be, what's one big change you've gone through recently and how are you handling it?
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it is too. I want to hear how people handle their different situations. And again, because you learn from that. Like, I should have handled my stuff that way, or anything like, but we want to hear from you. You can respond. You can send in any stories. We'd love to hear stories. You can email us at info@newroadsnewrules.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram, New Roads, New Rules. And just share your story with us for future episodes. And we'll always talk about it and bring it up because, I mean, we can talk about anything. I
also think it's interesting if somebody wants to be an expert, right, on our podcast, because we're not going to pretend to be the expert on all of this.
I'm not an expert on any of it.
No, but if you have something to add, if you want to share that you think will help our community, please reach out. We're willing to have you on the podcast. Absolutely. Let us know what you want to talk about.
Absolutely. We definitely want guest speakers on here. And if you have a subject that you think will people will want to hear and share with, and you have ideas on how to navigate that, we most definitely want to hear from you. So reach out to us. And I mean, even, not to jump back onto the divorce wagon, but I mean, I would love to hear like a divorce attorney's or a mediator, like their perspective on things, on how to handle. And I say that only because, I mean, I've gone through it, you're going through it, but I notice on a lot of the women's groups that I belong to on Facebook, whether it's a mom's group or a women's and business group, that women come on there and anonymously now, like, I'm going through this with my husband. I don't know what to do. How do I navigate this? I'm in a situation where, he's handled all the finances. I don't have a lot of finances. How can I handle this? So, we would definitely want, some experts out there that can help some women get through that.
We should have one just for finances, because absolutely. I find not just as personally, but as an entrepreneur, I think there's a lot of subject that related to finance that we haven't touched or that people just don't talk about.
Right.
And I think that, it's really important that we be honest about it.
Yeah.
Because like literally, I shouldn't have to wait till I'm 50 something to understand finance,
Right. No, I agree. Because I mean, let's face it, again, we're in our 50s. Growing up, we didn't get a lot of talk on it.
No,
Like,
no,
at all.
we're taught how to balance a checkbook.
Right. And that's it.
And by the way, things have changed,
Things have changed. I don't even have a checkbook.
I know. Nobody does.
I have to write. I'm like, what do you mean you want a check? Who writes checks?
No, people ask for checks. I don't even think you can ask for one
right?
anymore.
I'm like, what is that? So yes, but definitely finances are one that we have to have,
especially for business owners.
Yes.
Like there's a lot I didn't understand when I was trying to build my corporation,
right?
And I still don't understand it all.
Right? No.
So I think if we could do that, that would be awesome.
No, I agree. I absolutely get somebody on here for that. Sandi, why don't you tell them about our other segment?
Yeah. So the last segment of every week, we're going to have a new rule of the week. And I'm excited this week to talk about our rule this week because I have to remind myself of this. It so pertains to my situation right now. So this week's rule is you don't need permission to start over. Just start.
Just fucking start.
Yes, just do it. It's like, it really is, it's easy to say.
Right.
It's not as easy to do.
Right. But Sandi, how have you applied it, do you think?
I think I've started to, so I've been part of a couple for almost 30 years. Mm-hmm. So I've started to realize, find my own independence and realize that I don't have to ask anybody anything.
Isn't that
it's weird.
It's weird, but it was
it's eye-opening.
But it was almost freeing.
But it is freeing. And it is also if I make a mistake, it's all on me.
Right.
Right. There's nobody to blame. Not that was my MO.
Right.
But there's nobody to blame. It's all on me. And I'm okay with that.
I love it. I mean, I would rather it be like that. I have said, again, I'm more post-divorce than you are.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I never want to get married again. And I now know that I don't even want to live with a guy.
Right.
I just want it to be me. I've started over one last time. And that from here on out, I just want to be me. And, because every situation, every friend, dating relationship, you get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
What I don't like is living on eggshells.
Right.
So I like having my own space. I like starting over in my own thing.
Right.
And I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say there is something freeing about it. It's also scary.
It's scary. It is scary.
So I'm still, this is brand new. So I'm still, I say brand new, but 5 months, right?
Yeah, but that's still brand new.
But
because you're technically not even divorced yet.
No, I'm not.
Right.
So I do think that it's very, So I think you guys, I'll be sharing kind of the progress as we go along.
Right.
But I do believe in starting over. I do think there's something healing in starting over, and I'm going to make my mistakes, and I'm not going to be perfect. I never was, but I'm not going to be a single person. And I'm excited to see what happens next.
That's great. I mean, as long as you keep a positive outlook, even through those days that, you're dragging through those days.
There are days.
But always, as my mom used to tell my sister and I, always look for the light in the dark room.
Yes.
Always look for the light in the dark room. No matter what is going on, always look for the light, or always find something to laugh about.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, going back to what we were talking about earlier, you coming off cold because you're not crying about stuff. Part of my problem is when I feel like things are getting heavy or dark or whatever, I find something, I'll laugh.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that doesn't come off too well.
I think we've done that. We've done that together, actually, which is so funny because it helps you get through it,
It
right?
helps you get through it.
And you're right. It doesn't come across to those that are in the middle of that emotional roller coaster. It doesn't come across well.
Right.
But I do think it's healthy to laugh through it.
I mean, you have to, or, I tend to like try to make a joke about something, and it's usually at my cost. Like I'll always like do that, like, oh, look at me. I did this stupid thing or whatever, but I'm just trying to I have to lighten the mode because it gets too heavy for me and I just got to lighten it up. Yeah. So, it sometimes doesn't come off right. And
it's so funny. You mentioned earlier, like I'm not that one that's going to turn on a movie that's going to make me cry or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But there is something you can take the opposite approach and turn on the funniest movie that you can think of at the time. For me, it's Bridesmaids. Like I will turn on Bridesmaids.
Well, it's a group of
and
friends,
I'll just laugh and laugh and laugh the whole time.
And it's so funny that you picked that movie because that song at the end, the Wilson Phillips song, reminds me of us. We used to play
back in the 90s. We'd sing that at the top of our lungs.
At the top of our lungs. So
it's funny. Convertible.
In the convertible. So it's funny that you brought that up. That and Love Shack, right?
Oh my God, so funny.
We'll have to get into the Love Shack story at some point.
Yeah.
But what does it say that, my go-to movie, whether it's, comforting or whatever, is Twister?
No, I have to tell you, I understand it though. I get it. Is it because it's just like, it doesn't feel like it's something that's going to happen to you on a daily, you know what I mean? So it's like you're escaping into the fantasy of it all. Right. And like these people are surviving these horrific tornadoes.
These tornadoes.
That's funny.
I mean, let me just go one step deeper into the hole.
Yeah.
There have been times where, the kids and I have been home and, it's like, turning green outside and we've got tornado warnings going on. I'm like, you guys want to watch Twister?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Not today, Mom. Not
like,
today.
Whatever. Oh,
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
I love it.
I guess we're just going to unpack a lot of my issues.
Can we do some of mine too? I think we should do both of our issues. Yeah. It'll make for an entertaining podcast.
It will be entertaining.
But we need others to participate. Yes. That's where you guys come in. So don't forget to like us on social media, share your stories. If you want to be anonymous, we can share your stories anonymously.
Yes, absolutely. Or email us at info@newroadsnewrules.com. For next week, we're just going to build upon this and we're going to talk about building a support network.
Yes.
How we go about that. And, how do we make new friends? How do we set up new play dates at posts, in our adult life, in adulthood? Yeah,
because I don't want to say like in our 50s, because there are probably women that are in their 30s and 40s. When you get married, your life changes and you might move to a city where you don't know anybody.
Right.
And so that actually might...
You're starting over.
Yeah.
So welcome aboard.
Yeah.
The Crazy Train here.
Yeah. Welcome to our community. We're here for you.
Exactly. It's about anything and everything, and it doesn't matter what age or whatnot, because let's face it, as women, we have a lot of different changes going on in our lives and taking on a lot.
And it's honestly, you guys, we all know we can do it. And that's the thing. But sometimes it takes a little more encouragement from other women.
Yes.
Or other people. Again, I don't want to leave the boys out of this.
Okay, well, that's going to be the end of our week 1, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it.
Thank you for being here.
Exactly. We're glad to have you on, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. But till next week, I need you to remember every road leads somewhere new.
And the best part, we get to make the rules.
See you next time on New Roads, New Rules. Bye.
But you're my bestie for life.